I'm Ben, and today I'm just going to talk to you about starting seedlings. I'm only going to start one kind of seedling today, but the same principle applies to most seedlings, so they're not really a very hard concept. They don't really change very much from one to the other unless you have something really special or unique, like roses, which need to be stratified. We'll talk about stuff like that another time. Right now we're just going to talk about the basic principle of starting your seedlings. Today I'm just going to be starting some Ephedra sinica, some mahuang. It's a medicinal plant. It comes from Mongolian deserts, and being that it's a desert plant, we do need to mix the soil a little bit. Normally something like this would be perfect for your needs. It's just a really basic, not particularly nutritious potting soil, perfect for seedlings. But since this is a desert plant, I'm going to do 50% that and 50% sand. Since I'm doing 3 pots this size, I'm going to do 1.5 of the seedling soil. Roughly. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we are. Seedling soil is in there. The other thing I'm going to use is this limestone sand. It's made for a reptile terrarium, but it's really great for gardening too. If you have a different brand or a different kind of limestone sand, it doesn't matter as long as it's made of limestone. I'm going to hold this over while I pour it in because the sand is going to fall through the holes in the pot. It's just going to drain out instantly. So once you've mixed the soil you're going to use for your seedlings, or if you don't need to mix it, once you have the soil you need for your seedlings, you get whichever containers you want to put them in. I'm using these little 3-inch pots. They're good for starting some seedlings. Most seedlings you would start in something even smaller than this, but these plants they grow pretty slowly, they live a long time, so I gave them something a little bit bigger to give them a little more space. But when they're older, I will have to separate them out. You just fill your pots like this. Once you've got all your pots filled, as you can see we've got all 3 with soil in them, you take your seeds. Now these seeds, they don't go very deep in the soil. I'm probably going to put 2, maybe 3 per pot. I'm thinking 2 right now. I'm just going to take them like this. If you want to get closer, have a look how I placed them. I just kind of sprinkle one, sprinkle the other. Trying to get them too close to the edge. Tamp it down very, very lightly. Just use the weight of my hand. Don't put any actual pressure on it. I think maybe I will do 3 per pot. These are a little bit big of pots. Just try our luck there. And we have plenty more of those seeds to try if these don't germinate the way I want them to. But I've looked at a lot of different people's reports on how to do it, and they all seem to say that this is the way. And here, I'm just sprinkling just a little bit of soil on top, breaking up any clumps I see as I go, repeating the process for every container. As you can see, doesn't take very much. Just trying to cover it just a little bit. Encourage it to try to reach up for the light when it does come out. And if you give it a little bit of a barrier between itself and the light, it's more likely to come up above the surface a little more quickly. After you've got the seeds covered up with just a thin layer of soil, what you want to do is get a seedling tray like this. Now, normally you would fill enough containers to fill the whole seedling tray, but if you don't, it's okay. The tray will still help you. I'm going to set these in like this. See, they fit perfectly. These were designed to fit into a seedling tray. Usually you want something that is designed to fit because it will not sit unevenly on the grooves in the seedling tray. And what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to gently water each one of these pretty thoroughly. And with these, I don't want to water them more than one time per day. Usually, not even that. But with most seedlings, you do want to water them daily, or at the very least, make sure the soil is still moist each day. And after that, it's just a matter of time. You just have to wait. With most seedlings, you protect them from direct sunlight until they have germinated and become a little bit stronger and grown their first pair of true leaves, at which point you would harden them off, which is to get them prepared for the direct sunlight that they're going to be in when they're older. But with these plants, I'm going to germinate them in direct sunlight. They seem to prefer that.